All right, Call of Duty fans, we got one more series today to wrap it up. Y'all ready to get this started? And I know you guys are ready at home as well. And for the first team to come to the stage, I know you love them. It is your defending world champions, the LA Thieves.
So what's the plan?
Same crew, but this time, we take everything.
Picked up 3 in a row, looking to take care of the entire squad, and he's done it. Long, here we go. Oh my God! It's all coming in. They haven't got the first thing, but yet Kenny on the flank. Kenny on the flank. Kenny!
Riley, make some noise. Here come the Thieves. Give it up for Envoy, Kenny, Drazah, and Octane, the LA Thieves.
Los Angeles Thieves back-to-back champions, including that world title from last season. They got the reverse sweep over the Legion to kick off Raleigh, and now they just took down EU's best squad in Elevate with a 3-1 last night. One more opponent here. It's time to take down the Surge here on day 2.
Yes, it is, but Surge says they only got one more wave to get over to make it to day 3. Let's get ready. Here comes Seattle. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Seattle Surge. We have the magnificent Simp, Accuracy, Mack, and Brand, the Seattle Surge. The Seattle Surge come out into Rally. They win their first match versus the Ravens. They fall short versus Atlanta FaZe. But they respond today versus LAG Academy in a clean 3-0, and all was on the back of Simp. 1.7 in that series. That young man is a man on a mission. Blaze, let's get this one started. He's definitely on a mission. It's time to get this mission underway. Give it up for your casters for this last matchup of the day. It's Merc and Maven.
Thank you so much, Blaze. All right, let's get into it. I don't know. This whole event, it's like, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure how people are going to play. I think for the Surge side, it was sort of like they have this pop-off ability. When's it going to click? Because the Search and Destroy has been so bad. Last night, it seems like things start to fall in line. We casted the Thieves match, though, and we were impressed with what we saw.
Yeah, I mean, Elevate really pushed them to the limit, though, right?
They did.
Obviously, though, LA Thieves, they have that pedigree of sort of having that system, and I think we really saw that in the control down 0-2, and then they just rip off 3 in a row. For Surge, I mean, today, you heard Study talk about it, you know, you have a 1.7 from Sid, but I think Fred was also a 1.68. They both go like plus 25. Your all-stars pop off on the Seattle Surge side, but Accuracy has a solid map. So does, you know, Mack have a really good match. This team, we know they're major champions. They can bring it.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about this Surge team, I mean, Lamar, you hope this to be a rock, especially a title like this where you think like people like him and Clay and Methodz, like your slower sort of ARs, like this game should play to it a bit. I know it can play fast, but you know what I mean? There's a lot of pre-aim. Like you're holding with an AR, hit your shots. But the superstars, yes, on your screen, Pred, like that's gotta be the guy. Sim's gotta be the guy. Mack, I don't know if he's gonna drop a 2.5 or a 0.8. I'm not really sure, but like he will be that swing, that swing in the balance of how they're gonna perform sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We saw it last year at times. You know, if Mack was playing well, then this team just hit a new level, right? That's when they
he's
won the
like
major.
the best in the game, or he's like, all right, I don't know what I'm gonna see sometimes. And
It just feels like he can just hit a certain level that
Yeah.
is almost ahead of Pred and Simp at times.
right.
It's just, it swings the other way. But for the Seattle Surge team, I think they had some troubles with the online portion leading up to this, right? They go 1-3. Search, just trying to figure it out. It's a much different search and destroy than, well, S&D in the past.
And even though you have like a system type player and accuracy who's gonna have a way he's gonna want to play the game, you have a lot of young players, right? You do. So it might take some time for them to get going. But we weren't really sure with Thieves. Like, we know, you said it, they have a system they want to play to. They want to get to that point. Last year, we thought no one was going to figure out Vanguard. They finally seemed to click and figure it out. It seemed to be behind just really good communication and playing together. So you would think as long as this core can keep that egos out of the way, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, sky's the limit. And well, they've reached the sky before. World champions for a reason. But yeah, it did take them some time to find that system, to get comfortable, to really start to figure things out. They're hoping to do it a little bit earlier in the season.
I think they did not have a good year until the end. Like, it was very up and down, right? Like, well, to be fair, the only consistent force is really FaZe, all those second places. Like, can Thieves get a consistent year? Can you be the team on top, or at least a contender battling late into Sundays all year long? Because we think with this talent, you should.
Yeah, but you never know in the Call of Duty League. In a new title, it just happens to change things. It's a 3-for-3 trade, but Octane's going to find the final one and earn some time for LA Thieves here. And, well, it's going to be a restaurant spawn for all of Seattle Surge. Now, what do they want to do? And what we've seen is, you know, push this way through arches or try to push towards White and Chandelier and flip spawns for P2. Drazah off a spawn to keep things messy. Nice little drop shot with the headshot. A multiplier landed onto Sib. Seattle gonna find that time, and now watch number 5. Sib, he's gonna spawn on up, and he's gonna go. Where do the spawns come in? And it's not good for Thieves.
Yeah, I think you had, what, 3 down there, and just, what, the ability of 5 and 8 to push through a bit. It's enough to influence them, then spawn out. But now, that number 4, like, if you can get a pick here, I say, if you get a kill, you might spawn in the back. That's probably worst case scenario. Everyone drops, you don't even give yourself a chance for a spawn in the back.
Yeah, but right now you have Accuracy and Matt kind of pushed out near P4. Oh, sorry, Accuracy, he's actually towards that check-in. They're trying to go around the back, but Mack and Pred were able to take down 3. Octane, he's gonna wait for the spawners to come on up. And you see Mack with the Vaznev, and maybe they're thinking 3 subs on this map, you know, on land.
Well, listen, every single year.
No, Sib's got a second one, I'm being dumb.
But every single year I list AR this, AR that. Usually once you get to land and we start to get more reps, the pace of the game picks up, more subs start to come out. It's usually how the year goes. I know we're early, but
dude, just look at the top right. That is 13 kills in a row. Everyone on a streak.
They're absolutely getting hammered right now. Seattle Surge came to play in this map 1. Maybe you catch Steve sleeping a bit when Pred's getting headshots like that. Kenny, adios. Not a chance. 5 in a row down for Simp, as he's working towards the precision, and we'll see if he can continue to make the plays. Just starting to push out, look for this next fight.
Yep, Drazah going around the back though. Drazah may have found the opening. Kenny though, he's gonna find 1, but that's gonna be it. Pred and Sib staying alive inside a kitchen, and now you put together potentially 3 hills in a row, and it shows in the scoreboard. I mean, the slaying is one-sided. They're winning rotation gunfights. Someone's got to wake up on the deep side.
This is sort of what we've been waiting for from Surge. Like, you would think that is a team with wild capability. When were they going to start to click? When were the superstars going to shine? And shining bright like a diamond right now is Sib. 8 in a row at 10 and 3. What a streak it has been. We'll check Mack for a second. But once the rotation comes in from Sib, we got to get back to him just to see the streak. But as you can see, he's kind of soaking up time in the old hard point as we get ready for the rotation. Look at this scoreline. 128, 130 to 10. An absolute stomp. As Thieves are just getting crushed here out of the game.
And that's what we talked about, right? Like, this map, it plays a little bit more traditional style. You get spawned out, and a couple of breaks later, you can just get bullied on the map. And that's what's happening to LA Thieves.
I mean, you've got The closest to even, I guess, Octane like 7 and 9. You are triple negative if you are Envoy. You are not missing a bullet. Simp is a one-man wrecking crew. The young man just oozes with talent.
I mean, the entire team right now is already in double digits. And I just think if you're LAD, just try to slow this down. Obviously,
Yo, bro,
Surge,
is that too soon?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they have a match under their belt today, right? And they've obviously are coming today with a new fire, right? They 3-0 LAG Academy. Thieves, they've been waiting. It's been a long night. Last match of the day, trying to find a couple of scrims,
And
but
you've
they
been in
gotta
that
wake up.
position. It can be tough, right? It can be.
Yeah.
But like you got one map. This one map, maybe you just get pounded. You have to get hot, but like you got to rebound quick. You got to. And at least the way Surge has been playing, Surge, it might feel all right for Thieves.
Well, Thieves, though, they're going to start to fight on back here. 4 in a row for Kenny. He's up to 12 and 12, and they're going to get that break.
So how important to you is it? Like, all right, we've had this before, where it's a map 1, you come out slow, you're getting just dumped on. How important is it for you to like at least see the guns get a little bit hot for something like Thieves?
It's great. Yeah, extend this game on and say, you know what? We just had a slow start. We weren't shooting well, and now you can start to see as they're getting into their setups.
Like even if you don't win, it's still important, you think, just to like show you got some fight?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And it just comes down to kind of that. It's like, dude, we were just not locked in.
Yeah. It just makes it easier to maybe brush it off and look forward. Now, we're not out of it yet. It's now a 60-point game, so they're starting to chip away at this. But what was it as worse? 130 to 10? So this has been, what, 70, 80 straight points for Thieves? Now, just starting to put Surge on their back foot. Kenny now, cruise missile in, trying to get the comms up for the boys. Sees one that should be Simp. Missile through. Simp blown to smithereens, legs, arms, torso, just gone.
And
Just
that's
blown apart.
accuracy who gets taken out. You do have a streak on the other side, but as we head to P6 towards this patio, it's going to be LA Thieves with the break. But off his spawn, here comes Simp and Mack. You have 1 player, 2 players hitting down low. Gonna rely on the rest of Thieves to try to hold on. Octane and Drazah, the ARs, try to do what they can.
Now this becomes almost a conversation of like, if you are Surge and you lose this, did your back just get broken? Because you came in, you threw a knockout punch, and they just got back up.
There's still a lot of work to do, well, honestly, for both of these
But
spots.
it didn't feel that way 2 minutes ago.
It did not, but accuracy, he's finding another 2-piece. We saw that inside a kitchen. Able to do it here again as they're going to find the rest of this trap time. Keep around that 60-point lead. LAD is going to look towards P1.
It's been an incredible rebound, but it's like the ebb and flow of the map. You know, you make that Surge now if you're Thieves, you take the full hit, front of that hit if you're Surge, and now what do you have? Show what you're made of, bounce back.
Right now, this is just your time from accuracy, just kind of soaking it up, but Octane's going to open things up for the rest of the team. Kenny trying to get aggressive, and there we go. That's going to be all 4 dead for Seattle Surge. How do Thieves want to play this? It looks like they're just going to hold middle of the map right now. Now, maybe behind that, you see number 4. Oh, that's Envoy. He almost snaps on accuracy. But tell you what, Kenny is starting to go nuts. It just feels like he is always in the feed right now, stepping it up for the squad.
And this is the map where I was listening to Envoy talk with the boys about, where he said, like, first hard point, second rotation. I feel like it's so important. It was all last year. You dictate the pace through the second set. You can set yourself up well for second after a big chunk of time. And that's exactly what they've done so far. You get a great amount of time. Now, thankfully for the Surge side, Mack is able to win a big one-on-one on the south side of it. I think Drazah still trying to get in the action. Mack going to take him out as well. So Mack's huge in giving them some freedom here, some breathing room as we get into our second hard point.
Yeah, and with accuracy in this spot, you're going to see that all LADs spawn in restaurant side. Still, though, within 40, LADs with a beautiful comeback here. But going to need a break here at P2.
And this is where they struggle. This is where the first haymaker really came in from Surge, right? The first time through this second hard point, they just dominated them. Never an opening at the back, locking it down. Accuracy winning is one. All the guys popping off as Simp continues to snap. The guys at 21 and 15. He's been a little bit more human. But Joe, so far, they're pushed out to a big lead yet again. At least you get in for a contest a bit. But is it going to be enough?
Yeah, you really just haven't had the spawns, right? As Surge have been here, but again, the reinforcements from LA Thieves are there. They've contested some of this time. They're getting them off of that point, but the final 15 to go their way.
Joe, it's 100
rotation.
to 1. It's 100 to 1 at that point. Like in points.
100 to 1?
Something like that. I mean, it's got to be. I mean,
It's a Maven stat right there.
You got nothing except that tick for a second there if you were Thieves. Remember, they got destroyed on both. Yes, I made that up, but...
Well, now over to P3. Drazah's inside. He's the only man here right now. The rest of his team starting to push. Caution Drazah, though, with the moves and Envoy. He gets inside with the 2-piece.
I'm a slippery snake.
He's able to find that play inside the kitchen.
Now, Simp, he's here, but you don't have a lot of help. Wait for your teammates to start to group up and get to you. He's number 7 spawning all the way out. Mack, maybe going to try to develop a pinch as they get forward. 210 on the board for Surge. Now, trying to make the run and answer is Thieves. A little snap back, it leads to a team kill, but all the other kills come through for Thieves outside of Fred. Maybe the guy with a chance to make a difference, but it's not going to happen there. So you get that dominant hold at second. What do Thieves do? They answer at third, and now you're right back in this game. They get the rest of the time, Joe. Really like a 15-point game.
All right, did again just a great job staying alive in this game. Octane just quietly has just been. Well, he's got 29 kills, looking for number 30 on rotation. Envoy able to find the first one. Kenny was trying to work bedroom side. That's where the spawn's gonna come in for Seattle Surge. You're gonna have Simp and Pred out towards the front. Drazah trying to cut them off mid, but a nice job by Mack with that kill. You're gonna see they're secure a lot of this time. And LA Thieves, this is not where they want to be. You're trying to get through. This is a nice hold from Surge so far.
It feels similar to second. It's like this southeast quadrant of the map, like whatever Surge are doing, they are locking it down. The openings are not coming through for Thieves. So you got about 30 seconds remaining. Can you contest any of this? Because there's only 10 seconds left for the win here for Surge. They can close it out now. It was 5 in a row from Simp before he dropped. He's right there matching Octane. And yeah, he slowed down a bit off the Hercules type start, but it's enough to get it done. Surge, they come in, they throw that first punch. Thieves, they respond, but Surge able to hold on. But now back to that question I asked you like midway through the map. That was enough for Thieves. He started to get in a groove, right? A bit?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, you don't want to ever go down 110 or 100.
I think it was 130 to 10, something in that ballpark, yeah?
Yeah, some in that ballpark. They do a very good job. I think the second half of that map, Kenny and Octane really wake on up. But I think you get a really tough map out of Envoy, like 13 and 28 for him. And that's going to happen when you're kind of a sub running into setups constantly. It can be difficult to break. But Surge, they have struggled in Search and Destroy. Maybe that's where you look at a man like Envoy to lead LA Thieves and turn this thing around.
Yeah, and Lamar just kind of being that guy, soaking up the hard point time. You see he got nearly 2 minutes in that. Well, you let your young talent kind of spread out. But listen, yes, Thieves lost the map, but I guess I was impressed because I was at the point that midway through, I was sort of talking about, like, I think I said at one point, let's look forward to map 2. Like, they were just getting absolutely slaughtered. We'll see how bad the scoreline gets. But it ended up being, what, 80, 90 straight points from Thieves to get back into it.
Yeah, it was really here, right? On this rotation, Surge, they just were able to bully their way into P3. When you put together 3 hills in a row, it is not going to be a good time.
You don't see that all that often, like 3 straight?
No, it was just so one-sided in the slaying on the rotation. You could see it in the scoreboard, 90 points, but then the second half of this.
The next scoreline you see, it's like
LA Thieves, we're trying to bounce on back. I will say one good thing, I think, is Kenny was a little bit, I think, inconsistent yesterday. Didn't always have the best maps, especially in respawns, but you saw it there. He was consistent throughout. If he's able to stay warm, that's when Thieves, we saw it last year, is at their most dangerous.
And now, when we start to look forward to the Search and Destroy, I mean, that's where a lot of the woes came up for Surge. They played a lot of Fortress. One of the stats where the guy's talking about, like, they just, once the bomb was planted, they had 0 retakes and defuses. Like, they lost every round in which it was planted. That can happen a lot on Fortress, but the Search has been iffy. But what wasn't this the aLLeY? Isn't that what we casted Thieves on against Elevate? Wasn't they lost that one, correct? Like,
yeah,
they kind of got smoked, didn't they?
The subs really just, you know, couldn't find any success inside of that A bomb site, right? That's what it's going to come down to. A lot of those sort of 2v2 duels. You know, you can work the outer bomb sites if you want with the ARs, which is kind of what Thieves adjusted to. They were just in too much of a hole. So again, Envoy struggled
to get a rep though.
Yeah, Envoy struggled in that map 1. Maybe here in the map 2, this is where he can be the one to turn things around for this Thieves team.
Well, I think yesterday was like the completely different thing for him. Didn't he have, like, he had a really bad search. Remember, he started like 0-6, then came out just hammering people on the map 3 control. So he's been a little up and down at times, but he showed his ability to rebound. That's what you expect from a championship caliber team, a world championship caliber team. Because Joe, I mean, you can speak to it. It's not easy to win a world championship.
No,
you got a lot of tournament wins, but that one could be tough.
That one got away. Yeah, that one got away.
I'm not trying to like rub that in.
I get it, Clint. I understand. Yes, I didn't win one.
I just see you were one of the winningest players ever. Like, it's hard, man. And like they did. I know it's much different now in format. You can say it's easier. I don't know if it is. It's just you have to go through all the top teams to do it. But you had that one run. Oh, dude, I was rooting for it. What goes? So I casted a lot of that. I'll still never forget what was the Warhawk search.
Yeah.
Versus SB. Into
That's a good
round,
one. I
into
like that
round
one.
6, they had 0 kills.
Yeah, that was a good time. No, but and even like just in terms of keeping the same roster multiple years, that hasn't been done too often. You had that Envy roster from Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. All of these guys know they're veterans. They know how difficult it is to win and raise that trophy. It took them a long time to at least win that first major.
And I think the addition of Shane was big for them. You know, we've had the privilege to listen to some of their comms as they work on stuff, and it's been, you know, people get on coaches a lot for what they do and think they do more than they do sometimes, or responsibility-wise, but like hearing Cap and Shane kind of work through the players and different stuff, like being able to listen to that's been great for me. Just learn and hear how systematic they are on trying to work on things, just marking moments in a scrim. What did we do wrong here? Let's go back, let's work on it. It's been very, very cool. But now to the other side of it, I mean, I guess Surge was a team, I think coming into the year, we had high expectations, just based on the talent, based on what they did last year. Why would they not improve, right? But I think for many, at least before this weekend, there was a lot of question marks, 100%.
Well, I think a lot of the question marks were a lot of people probably wanted Simp and Pred on their team with kind of what they did last year. And, you know, after winning a major and then kind of falling off the last half of the year, especially towards champs, they wanted more. It didn't happen. And were they going to stick as a roster? That was sort of the big question.
What was the finish? Third?
I don't remember.
I think it was third at champs. Remember, they had all those absolutely insane series, right? We casted some of the hard points versus FaZe. They had some of the terrific moments. Third or fourth, I forget, dude. I've casted too much COD over the last 10 years at this point, but.
That was just a question of, is this roster going to stick? And then coming into this, 1-3, but it's online, still early in the year. We're gonna see if they can fix some of those search and destroy mistakes. And again, they 3-0'd LAG Academy today. They're coming out firing, they're coming out hot.
Yeah, I think it's just easier too, when you're like a Pred or a Simp. I mean, Pred seems to me, he is definitely someone that feeds off being in a live venue, like feeding off the crowd, like 1,000%. Like you've seen him.
I'm sure after some of his maps at champs last year, nothing is gonna feel the same to him.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're online, I have a crowd. Like no one see what I just did. But now, to the YY God.
This is a ton of info already. The only problem is he's got to open that door. And they're probably going to hear that, you would assume. But it's kind of on him to maybe make the play or just get some horrendous timing. We're going to find out. At least going to find the first blood, but a nice trade by Sib and with the snipe in hand.
Oh, I didn't realize he got the kill before he dropped, at least. Yeah. I mean, good for Kenny in that sense, but yeah, very, very quick trade. My lordy, the centering there from Sib. The instant he is scoped in, it is on the right eyeball of Envoy, just plucked. That is what we talk when we talk about centering. That was beautiful.
Yeah, Octane's gonna get Deddy here, so he's gonna be the one making the play. Drazah probably waiting on him. He finds the kill, just clearing inside a bar. What's the timing gonna be like for Drazah? It's not great. Octane, though, gonna make this a 1 versus 1 with 20 seconds remaining. Sib just trying to do what he can. But the Deddy actually resets, and there we go. Octane with the Deddy play, has time for the defuse. He gets 3 in the round.
You know, I didn't realize the Deddy was still up at first. He's hammering through doors.
Right, it's the reset.
He's gonna hear him stomping, but yeah, the reset just enough to get there and make the play. You're thinking Simp has any idea. I'm not doubting he's hitting the snipe after the shot we saw. But we'll see it one more time. Yeah, I think he had a bad step to work with at that point as well, but Octane with the clutch to get them up 1.
Yeah, and I think a part of like Octane's gameplay that sometimes goes under the radar is honestly his search and destroy.
Well, because he has the worst search teams of all time, Joe. That's why.
The last couple of years, but yeah, his search gameplay has improved. Well, at least his teams have, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were times. Remember, there was one year where he had like the #1 search KD, but his team like won 1 search or something. Like some of those years, like statistically, were so funny. Shout out to KD. It's a hit marker. For Sib as he shoots him in like a quadricept. I'm not sure where that one went, but doesn't quite take him out. Now Octane's turning to rifle off a shot. He's on 3. It's Envoy though. That's working around this deep flank. Deddy about half left in it. Up to the tree stuff we go. Trying to get the movement on. Where are they? Deddy about to run out. Sib able to hit a shot. Now Drazah able to pounce. Envoy, he's still searching, just looking for these players. They should have no idea he's in behind enemy lines, and there's the freebie finally.
He's been looking for him forever.
Yeah,
like the skirmishes are going down. Like, you know, I mean, his teammates are probably like, dude, they're right there. Envoy looking for him.
Joe's so flustered.
Just some of the timings he got with it were not great. Accuracy's gonna take down Octane. That's gonna leave Envoy in a 1 versus 2. No dead silence. He used it early in the round. He's gotta get this bomb down. It's been a clutch in round 1. Can they find another one here in round 2? I mean, with the Vaznev here, you at least have the sub in this position. It's all close to Deddy, but they're just waiting for him. The nice patience from Accuracy and Mack. Just keep him trapped in there. Surge should have tied things up.
I mean, this title with the time to kill, it's tough to win that type of situation. He would have had to hit a wild snap onto somebody. Not going to happen there. So we'll get to 1-1 once they.
We're just going to hang out for 30 seconds.
Accuracy's dead silence is real low, so just building that up a bit.
Yeah, so for everybody tuning in, wondering why the heck aren't they defusing that bomb? They're trying to just get their field upgrades percentage up as high as they can. Make sure they have a trophy, dead silence, or at least close to it for the next round.
Yeah, that wait a little bit longer. I think his steady was real low.
I mean, if that timing maybe goes a little bit better for Envoy, and Sib, he was able to hit another snipe there onto Kenny. Sib repositioned. Envoy was just climbing that mountain, trying to get on top of that tree. He was just having struggles with it.
Yeah, maybe if the movement's a little bit cleaner and he gets an earlier kill, maybe it goes a little bit different.
You can see you're going to have 3 deadies up for LA Thieves with Octane's about to get there. Close those doors.
Yep. If you're coming through, I'm going to hear it.
And again, Kenny working up the right side of that map. This is really what LA Thieves have found. It's been openings in the setups, but it came down to a clutch. Envoy with that first blood.
This is one of those rooms, like your trophy's your MVP. Like, Envoy just feels untouchable once he has his trophy down inside. It's not an easy clearance. Now as Kenny works his way up the map, Sib's gonna get caught trying to hit some snipes. That's actually a 2-man push. They've got all 4 up, Mack and Accuracy. Left to try and clutch. Accuracy, obviously a part of some of the greatest search and destroy clutches we've ever seen, but not gonna happen here. Everyone chopped to bits. Back and forth we go.
Yeah, and LA Thieves, again, just finding the openings, just taking risks. We didn't see this too often yesterday. They were playing really around that A site, and Elevate was just picking them apart.
Oh, I mean, we saw it yesterday. Elevate, I think it was Harry, got like a trophy down on that bomb site, and did 1 by 1, they're challenging him. He's just destroying them. They threw so much utility in, just couldn't clear it out. I was like, the trophy's the MVP of that round because it just kept them alive and set them up for easy gunfights. Envoy's like, all right, my turn. Got the first blood.
We'll see though, Surge. I think on their offense is going to probably have to just sort of spread out, find more info, or at least just go a little bit quicker towards A if that's what they're going to continue to do.
Kenny's just swan diving back and forth, practicing to be an Olympic diver.
Is that
got the form for it.
Okay.
Yeah, does diving.
I don't know if that'd be a good form for it though. It's like a belly flop. You have to be like straight.
Just broken ribs. That's what you're saying. Well, Drazah and Envoy, they combine to shut them down. Accuracy's just watching his whole team get sliced apart. Accuracy last alive. Eyes on a 1. Some nice tags in, but not gonna be enough. I think Octane, you see at top left, he is like 1 bullet, but now gonna reach him back to full. And there's the chow. Now 9 HP for him. We'll see you later. A clean round from Thieves.
Yeah, we saw it from the outside, not from the inside, but Thieves, I mean, not allowing Surge to have any trades. It was very clean near that A site. And Octane, anytime he has a long-range fight, he's got a good chance to win it.
And I think they had to have took a couple things they learned from that match versus Elevate, because they were outclassed completely here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you play a team like that, just take their strats.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Like, this worked against us.
What did they do well?
Right. Yeah. 3-1 now. 5-1 start for Octane. He was
just with a streak.
He was the main guy.
There's 2 clean sheets in a row. 8 kills for LA Thieves, all balanced out, 2 apiece.
That's something you love to see as a teammate. All right, everyone's getting it done. And once again, it's Envoy with his trophy here. They are throwing everything they've got.
Well, it's gone now.
The trophy's going to be up, but what do you have left?
You should have a couple of nades if you use some tags, so they're going to try to find it now. The nade not going to connect, but maybe trying to bait Kenny in. There we go. We're going to start off with Brett. He's going to chow, but Kenny and Envoy just doing such a good job finding those first bloods and playing their life.
Again, it's like the trophy's the MVP though, because it's like you don't give them an opening. You get so much information just due to the number of things as well. Like you know you've got multiple players in this position. Gives Kenny a chance to get in. This might be 3 clean rounds. It is. The snipe gets hit. That's 12 straight kills now for Thieves. They have taken over this search and destroy.
And similar to what Thieves had to do yesterday, I think Surge might have to start working that out our bomb site. I mean, especially on offense. Or you have to go faster inside, because the way Kenny is working this outside, you either kind of bait him in and leave Envoy alone, or you have to go at him, right? Just send all your resources, take that bomb site over. But right now, Surge gonna have to switch things up.
And this is where the woes have been, really. The struggles have been in search and destroy. Pred is 1-5, Mack 0-4. You ride the high of that map 1, but now you're sort of just running into a wall. Is everybody. I mean, just look at that top left. Thieves popping off.
You can see the way that LA Thieves kind of...
This guy thought he was Aaron Rodgers in his prime, like...
But they kind of value this side of the map, right, a lot more. Kenny jumps across. They try to get Octane out as well over towards that tower. He's going to have to back on up. Up top, finally, a first blood, a kill. Their first in 3 rounds. Pred's going to find it, and, well, he's going to go hunting. Little do they know, though, Envoy is behind him. And it's with Kenny again.
Look at number 8, though, starting to leak their way up. There's a chance Octane's going to get caught here.
Or is he? He's like, I don't see anything. I'm going to turn around.
Yeah,
I just get a feeling sooner or later what's going to happen. Envoy, he wraps back. And Octane with some beams onto Pred.
Oh, my God. Pred thought he had the opening, just sneaking his way up. Now Mack's got a clutch. This is a big one. Try and stop the downpour that has been Thieves. Just annihilating on Mack. Another one. Centers well, hits a bullet, but just not going to be enough. And that they pull off the 3v4. You finally get the first blood behind Pred. And yeah, it's just somewhat the Spidey senses maybe tinkle a little bit there for Octane. Like,
yeah, has to. And that's sort of the difference just in this title, right? I mean, if Pred has a dead silence perk, he's going to hit that much faster.
Oh, he's dead.
Yeah, right. Octane's dead, but that just doesn't happen. Pred just wants to, I don't know, he doesn't know where everybody is, doesn't want to alert everyone, give up a free kill.
Instead, he's like an 87-year-old grandma of 6 crossing the street. Like,
pretty much you, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Joe. I know that I'm weak and nimble, but...
Oh, dude, you're going to start doing yoga, dude. You're committed.
Well, weak and nimble, that's not what I meant to say. I'm not very nimble either. I'm just weak. Fragile, I think is what I was going for. One more round, needed for Thieves.
Yeah, two. Again, an opening. Drazah able to find 2. Looking for the third knife.
Go stab him! Put your gun away and put your knife through his jugular! Oh.
That was violent.
I'm sorry. I got really in the moment.
Cruise missile in.
Now.
That is in LA Thieves dominance in map number 2. They just found opening after opening, whether it was Kenny or Envoy with the sub, and then in that last round, Drazah. I don't know if they knew something the way Surge wanted to play the map or what, but they just took the entire map away from Seattle Surge.
Hey, it felt like the opposite of what we watched with Thieves on that map last night. Like, they were outclassed. They weren't finding the openings. They were getting punished. It's, to me, I have to talk to Cap and them, but it seems like they went back and watched that and were like, what was messing us up? What were we struggling with? And they brought it to the table today.
Well, yeah, I think there's so much focus on the A-bomb. Those sort of outer lanes tend to be open.
Yeah. But that to me just strikes you as a team that did their homework, prep for today. You had all day, right? Like you were watching matches. You got to work some on improvements, so you got there. But what a map from Octane. I mean, 901, that's some impressive stuff. Not a stat line you're going to see all that often as he takes over, the entire team does. And now you sit here, that 1-1, you brush off the difficult map 1.
Yeah, I mean, Envoy too, he bounces back, goes 7-3 in that game, but just a beautiful game from LA Thieves overall. I mean, you get 3 rounds in a row where you don't give up a kill to Seattle Surge, but we're headed back to hotel control. And I mean, this has been a close map, I think, the entire weekend for everybody, right? Just sort of that offensive strategy versus can a defense win one?
Yeah, except for, I mean, what we saw when we were casting it for Thieves yesterday here, their defense and their mid-map aggression and just control was methodical.
Once they got hot.
Once they got hot. They were in a hole early, 100%, but once they got hot, it was very impressive to witness. But Surge, alive. Thieves, alive. Tied up 1-1. Who's going to make the run and continue on inside this championship bracket? We got a lot of Call of Duty action to come, but for now we head to a quick break. When we get back, that map 3 control.
Go, Dante! Dante!
They're not pushing it.
The Call of Duty League is presented by the GMC Hummer EV Pickup, the world's first all-electric super truck. Upgrade your game with a Scump, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Hello and welcome back. We get ready for the map 3. All tied up. Yeah, Surge came out with the haymaker. They came out so hot in that map 1. Thieves, they bring it back. It's a tight map, but Surge able to take it. It has been electric. from Thieves. That search and destroy is dominant. I mean, there's that, what, 3-4 round stretch where you don't even allow a kill. It's funny because we were joking about your, back in Ghost when you didn't allow a single kill to SB. I'm like, here we go. Like, that stretch was so dominant, but it, obviously ends after the 3 rounds. But impressive stuff there from Thieves.
Well, I mean, it was just so decisive, right? They had an idea, a game plan, they stuck with it, and they found information. And I think just info in this game, it seems to be so important with how reactive you have to be.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's always the case, but even more so in this title. And the respawn, just figuring out where teams are spawning, kind of where is their push coming from, and then in search and destroy, just, I mean, yeah, because it feels like everybody kind of gets to a point and slows down, right? They have an idea of we're going to commit to a site. There you go with that, but it looks like we're going to have a bit of a game reset before we head into that hotel control between these two teams.
It's a tie. Now,
it's a draw.
Yeah.
We don't do that here in America.
Yeah, wait, when is that game?
Sunday.
Sunday? I'm going to find a way to watch that while I'm casting, probably.
It's 10 a.m. You'll be all right.
Oh, yeah, I will, actually.
Yeah, you'll be okay.
Okay, I'm down. That'll be perfect. We're going to take a look at some of the series stats right now. Octane, he started off like around even in the map 1 and then erupted. He ends up like positive 10. The search and destroy, he goes 9-1. You see the stats from him there overall. I mean, it's like a weird 1.5 acres and a 9 KD in search, but considering how that hardpoint started, I don't want to say he was the one keeping the minute because they were down like 120, but like he was the only one like not getting bodied early on, so he might have been like the one voice in the comms that was sort of like, all right, everyone take a deep breath, we're all right. Which sometimes be the case. Like the one person not getting slaughtered can sort of be that guy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Just kind of slow down. Like let's regroup. I mean, almost an incredible comeback. You see him there laughing with the guys. I mean, you know, they were used to get a lot of hate for that, cracking jokes, having a good time on stage.
Well, we'd go back and see them playing like League together and stuff. He'd be on Path of Exile. They're all just hanging out and laughing. But like,
yeah, that's what's awesome about that team. They're just always having a good time.
That chemistry and just the communication, which it really feels like they have really good communication avenues, especially working through problems and stuff. A big part of why they saw the success at the end of last year. Now, how is that communication going on the other side of the stage? As Surge, you know, just kind of quiet right now. I mean, not a lot to say. You started a map and you had to reset, so not a ton to be vocal about, but
maybe accuracy doesn't let them talk until they get a map.
Yeah, right. Like,
everybody stop.
Would you want to see like anything here right now, though? Just kind of getting you ready for the map, or it's sort of like everyone just chill, focus on your.
I mean, I'm sure they probably already talked about it, right? The coach was on stage. They were figuring out breakoffs, where they wanted to go, starting on offense or defense. But just trying to figure things out as we work through this and get this map underway.
Well, I love listening to player comps too. Listen in sometimes we get to hear them in scrims, but I just love it because, listen, not every team has like a true in-game leader. And like when you look at like something like CS or something, usually like your in-game leader is not necessarily the person putting up stats. It's a very difficult job to do. In this game, I think you can do both and see people still put up numbers, but like it needs to be more of a team thing, because I think you can probably speak to it back in your career, but like when you're doing well, easy to lead, right? Like we're doing well, keep it going, boys. When you're getting bodied though, sometimes it can be hard. You need somebody else to step up. Like it's just difficult.
It's not even, the hard part is when you're losing.
Yeah.
Other voices start to come up that like we should actually be doing this, right? Just trying to sort of balance.
So I'm thinking like other voices
kind of
help, but it could be worse. Like,
yeah, that's how you start arguments, right? Like this guy has no idea what he's doing type thing. And
well, that happened a lot in Vanguard because no one could figure out how to play the game, remember? Like,
but that's with, you know, the reliance on the coaching staff and all of the resources these teams have. But it's going to be LAD starting out on offense. Simp going to be challenged in the middle of the map. Drazah's going to win that one. But it is trades back and forth, but Octane able to find the one-on-one on B. And he's just gonna pause that clock, try to do it again as Mack challenge him from couches. Yeah, Mack hit some lovely shots with the Vazim in the first fight, nearly just annihilates Octane. A moment after, he's able to, following up the nade as well, and just no opening so far on the B. I mean, you almost get that first pick, but not quite able to finish it. Let's see what Envoy, the Reaper, able to do. And this is where things kind of slow down. You spawn up if you're LADs right outside of kitchen. You're gonna get on A, leave one person on it. Everybody else is just gonna go looking. Can we make you play in transition over to B? Can we just find a couple of kills? But it's Drazah sneaking on through Prendo. He's watching it. Making sure this man cannot make anything happen, but he's got his duo and Kenny to help. And now with 2 kills, this is what they're gonna look at. Hey, where are these guys set up at? Can we get on this point? That's where maybe he's gotta get down.
Kitty's trying to chow him up top there with a tag.
I respect the hell out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he was feeling himself after he helps Envoy. He's just chowing a wild
I want
one.
my sub players chowing that all day.
All right.
It's confidence, oozing it.
Yeah, he was not lacking that. Envoy up to 6-2. 3 kills in a row for him. Lives-wise, just about square. Trying to re-peek up top, not gonna work out. You might be losing 3 players here. That is gonna be the case. So far the defense good enough for Surge, but you got a long ways to go. Still a minute 40 on the clock.
Yeah, but it relies on a lot right now. If Mack and accuracy just locking down bedroom.
He's actually in bed, bros.
Envoy trying to find that first kill, and he does, while the rest of his team is working up the opposite side of the map. Trying to basically just set up this pinch.
He held that on his forehead.
Simp just gets stuck. I mean, on top of that heady, but Envoy, again, just looking around, he knows people are lurking. Surge doing a very good job after giving up A. Nice defensive hold so far.
Well, you can see like the white arrows on the map, they're pretty pushed up, these mid cuts. Like kills like that from Simp just stagger the push even more. You follow it up if your accuracy, that's the kill that you
That's
need
3
to
dead.
get.
They didn't know Octane is here, and that's all. Now 4 dead. They're gonna stack this trophy already down. Maybe 1 push is up to the deaths. But they're in a great spot. Yeah, that's just the trade's not there, and then they let Octane sneak on through. Almost 2 ticks in. Envoy's gonna find number 3 with the headshot. 5 in a row. And well, I kind of cursed him. I said it's been a great defensive hold, and now it is not LA Thieves. They capture B.
It's not all on him, but like when you have the mid-map fights like that, and you're going to push out a little bit more aggressive. I mean, the one thing you got to really try and avoid is a really quick, like 3-4 down, right? Like that's what puts you in a bad place. And like you're trading effectively, and then accuracy doesn't.
Well, and I think you saw it kind of when we were on board with Pred. They had an idea that Octane was behind them somewhere, or someone may have snuck through. He kind of looked at it, but Octane just waited patiently for his team. I mean, Octane literally died 2 times that round. 3 and 2. My man was hanging out.
Yeah, he's chilling.
You had 17 engagements versus 5.
Ah, he's chilling.
Yeah. I want to do that.
Yeah. It's Deddy out instantly for Envoy. He wants to get aggressive behind this. He just have a little bit left. He can get there in time. Able to get the top bedroom pick, and he just goes soaring out like he's Batman. Unfortunately for him, Mack with a quick snap. The comms on point there. Mack with another one. That'll be 3 straight for him. The Mack attack. Big Mack making the plays here early in the round.
Well, I actually didn't know Mack was in that position. After he finds that first kill, he thought the next challenge was going to be on that player, but Mack kind of snuck on through towards Bar, wins the first gunfight, then snaps on to Envoy. So that's going to be B done already. A nice start here for Seattle Surge. A lot of work to do. Over towards A for LA Thieves.
Yeah, and Mack just picked up 3 kills like all over the place. Like that was just a terrific individual moment.
You can do this, but it's tough to do for 2 minutes.
Oh yeah. This is gonna be a long hold.
Or not a hold at all. 4 dead, all right.
All right, that might be it. I was saying they're gonna hold.
Shout out to that trophy, dude. Big kill right there.
Nice job, Octane. That's gonna be the first bit of progress. Second about to be done. They are all posted up, and that was about as clean a break you're gonna see. Mack, by the way, was 6-0 in the round until that point. Now you get a pretty clean break on the other side. Unfortunately, you still have a minute 40 to go, and they got 2 points of progress, but you get back in pretty quickly, pretty efficiently on the other side for Thieves, too.
Yeah.
But, well, you're down 6 lives.
Yeah, nice teamwork for LA Thieves. And well, again, it's this info game. Envoy's trying to figure out where is this push coming from. You have accuracy on opposite side of the map. Envoy, he's just kind of looking, and now they know. 2 players on the flank. Kenny trying to activate middle of the map. But Octane has to back on up, and look at this play from Pred. Just kind of baiting this out, just waiting for this, and 3 players are going to challenge. Drazah, though, somehow snaps. Now maybe an opportunity to save this. Maybe, but Simp, he's going to find another one. That should do it as the headshots come in.
Oh, dude, it just seems like 2 bullets, bro, when you're hitting those headshots. Just laying people out, absolutely clothesline. But, I mean, it comes down to at least 2 things for me. I mean, Mack's play, officially, early in the round, it gets him out to like a 6-0 start.
That was it, yeah.
And then once we transition over to A, I mean, it was just, they broke through and got 2 points of progress right away. But Mack, I mean, once Envoy made the Denny play to top bedroom, I guess I was thinking like, all right. But then he went like full on.
Well, he doesn't know Mack's there, right? They think there's one more. lower B, but it's actually Mack who, again, he found the first kill on the Envoy's teammate. And as soon as that happened, he's like, well, I probably should have jumped out of this window.
Yeah. If he wouldn't have and plays out a little bit slower and plays his life, maybe that plays out differently. I don't know, but it's a great play from Mack. Yeah, that guy thought he was just floating.
Yeah, I respect it.
Oh yeah, no, there have been some egotistical challenges, Joe. Maybe other teams tonight had time. Simp, the shots continue to be clean and lovely to Simp. Still so on point. Pred, real life, bobbing and moving in game, bobbing and moving, trying to take the fight, but it's gonna be Envoy that will be able to take him down. Guys, game plays is crooked and backwards and twisted as his headset.
This is what we saw in round number 1, right? Just Thieves keeping one player on, but Sib actually sneaks on through. He's able to find Kenny on the point. So now you have Drazah and Octane kind of on their lonesome. It's a bit of a 2-2 split, and the two players at A, they're just trying to find Sib. But Octane and Drazah getting kills, they're like, all right, maybe let's just go to B. Let's just go to B. We know where they're spawning. Let's try to find the one player in Mack. But Mack's able to get one, backs on up.
Oh, he gets Envoy too. Envoy, I mean, he goes to look down bottom ladder and they just read it. Now you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, but Kenny and Octane, they win those two fights. So you're still here on the point. You still stop the clock for a while. poor Envoy comes flying in. I think it's a nade, like one bullet. He is just decimated. Octane's still just trying to be a slug hidden in the grass. There's no grass there, but he was trying to hide. 20 seconds now to go. 3 kills through for Surge. They're trying to fan out across the map. You're going to be able to get onto egg. You spawn out driveway, you get onto it quick, but you've been holding on, and that 5 lives, that can be big too. You're up a bit now.
I mean, they're thinking about retaking this. You have Mack working the pinch right now through kitchen.
It's like, do you throw your lives away though, that bit of advantage you have if you don't get this?
Well, I don't really think they care. They try to go for it.
It wasn't much. It wasn't much.
Yeah, with that timing. So now just a minute and 15 for LA Thieves. They're able to get one tick at B. Envoy starting to get it going. Now that's 3 dead. Fred off a spawn, trying to get to this position. Does not win the gunfight. He gets team shot down. And just like that, off that transition where they go for A, try to retake it.
Am I crazy that I'm thinking it's going to be about a minute 20, you got a 5 life advantage, just play tight and play kills?
You're not crazy, it's just a call. They go for the retake, it doesn't pan out. Kenny, Envoy, they close the round out. We've seen that since Control has been there. If you want to go for it, you can. It's just there's a risk to it.
Yeah. I guess they just sort of wait out. I thought it was going to go.
And maybe they don't care.
Yeah.
They want to maybe offense round 5.
True.
They don't care.
I think this is one of those maps that doesn't seem to matter too much. Like you win it on either side of it 100%. Kenny, all chuckles. Beautiful smile. Having a blast. I mean, that's what's fun about all this, right? We're playing video games. Have some fun. I know there's a lot of money on the line, a lot of pride, but enjoy yourselves.
Surge's gonna go right back to this B hit. It worked last time through. See if they can get it to work again. A little bit slower, nice little bait and switch there. From Octane and Drazah to find that first kill. But Fred, accuracy just holding, trying to lock it down. Octane able to play his life and goes for the reach out. At least gets a couple of bullets in.
Bro, I felt like Drazah was like a gopher. He barely got the top of his head up and was just gone. The headshot comes through from accuracy. Incinerated. But now they'll start to group up on A and work the progress here. Starting to push forward, just nice patience there with the preamp. Octane takes the fight.
You have a couple of plays kind of developing. On the other side of the map, you have this sort of this 3v3. On the opposite side, it's sort of Envoy and Pred looking for one another. They've been doing it for like the last minute. Both just trying to find that one player kind of lurking on an island. Mack, he's gonna try to take that shot, but not easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, that was what, MTAR or Vector back in Ghost Show, and you're hitting that. That guy's dead.
Right back to it.
Yeah.
But A now done, and Mack just goes right up that staircase. You do not have bedroom control if you're LA Thieves, but it does not matter. How does Envoy get 3? And maybe Sim is here to respond, but doesn't do enough.
just erupted the kill feed as Envoy. Just what a play. Been a lot of big multi-kills as Mack just comes bouncing around the edge. They win the fight now. There is a team kill. Mack's gonna get taken out. How costly is that going to be?
Gives them a little bit more time to work with. Nades are now in as well. There we go. There's the retake behind that. Yeah, I mean, maybe if Mack is there, accuracy can play differently.
Nice shots, Lamar.
Well, Mack off a spawn, so right back to 3 dead.
Yeah, it seems like it's like we get 3, you get 3. We get 3, you get 3. Just back and forth, and there's like a one-on-one going on mid-map.
That favors Surge, though. I mean, they have the life advantage. Now, second take done. Thieves, if they're going to go, they have to try and retake it now, or we are heading to a round 5, and that's the way it is looking. Round 5. Here we go.
Not going to get there. Surge able to clutch up. And you survive a couple of frustrating moments, maybe with the team kill. You think things might slip away. You regain control, but it felt like there was always enough pressure there that like, you didn't let Thieves like, get into much of a setup. And that was a big part of that was Lamar. Like when accuracy was mid-map,
yeah,
he was winning some ones, he was getting some picks.
Through.
Like he didn't ever allow them to like get into like a 4-man setup.
And they never had bedroom, never had
well,
anyone.
What was impressive about
patio
Thieves' defense when we watched them really be successful? They had mid-map. Like you had Kenny, you had Drazah making plays mid, finding picks. They were the ones cutting off those transition players. There, at least towards the end stretch, I mean, it was Lamar.
But the slang goes the way of Seattle Surge. So that means round 5 for offense to LA Thieves. Looks like they're gonna try to switch things up and go towards B. Maybe a team shot coming through. Trophy down, you gotta protect accuracy. One player is behind enemy lines, that's Simp. Now Envoy's gotta deal with that. Or is this gonna be another 3 for Simp? It sure is.
Simp, what a talented young man. I mean, he's sitting on a similar stat line. He had that map 1, now up to 30. Another 30 bomb. Horrific timing on Envoy as he started to push up the back steps. Can Surge hold on? It would just be a story of people bouncing back if they're able to get this map 3 victory. There's one person lurking over towards that A side. It's gonna be Pred. Seeing what Pred's able to do. He gets one, he gets dead, he gets out with his life, still being a nuisance. This will allow the rest of the team to start to rotate over, Joe.
Yeah, he's just wasting time. He's wasting time and resources for LA Thieves right now. That's his goal, but he does end up getting caught. I feel like every time we say something, then there's like a 3 or 4 dead.
Yeah, it looked good for a sec. Like, I saw him get his daddy off, get to his spot, saw everyone rotating over. I'm like, all right, here we go. And Thieves just kill all of them. So, they're about done with the second part of progress. Just
Pred's
slowly working on A.
Pred's gonna have a one-on-one here. Inside the middle of the map. Envoy, he wraps back. They want bedroom control. They can transition over to B. But look at this lurking play from Pred. Octane, he's gonna hear this, but he's gonna get taken down. So A not done yet, but over at B, Thieves are winning the skirmish.
And I don't know if he just wasn't expecting that at first, or maybe he didn't get the audio cue, but it didn't seem like he reacted. We swapped off in the final second, but you're not quite done with A. And the clock continues to run. 35 seconds now to go. Who's that cutoff man? It's number 5 on the map. That's going to be Simp, who's trying to make this a problem. He was also going to spawn number 7 up there and Mack with him. So they've got like a 2-on-3, 2-on-4 now from this position. How long can they hold? Every second counts now, Joe. We only got 20 on the clock to work with. Drazah looks like a jackrabbit as he's just bouncing across the map. 15 seconds now to go. Kenny's able to win one on the edge. Someone's gonna get on the point to stop the clock as Pred continues to sing and dance his way through the map on 4 in a row.
Mack's here now to help him out. Here's the thing, there's only 9 lives remaining for LA Thieves, and they just continue to find pick after pick. So you're gonna only have 2 4-man pushes out of Thieves to try to get B.
And Pred's kill ends up being massive, right? Because it creates a lot of this chaos, like that one-on-one win on the Octane. They have to invest a lot more lives than they wanted to get A, right? Like you thought you had it for free. Is that one of the gambles of doing that kind of 1 person on and 3 people go? You don't end up getting the lives advantage to that, I'll tell you that much. Now you're down to 7 lives. Double it up is Surge. A chance to do it here. Stun's going to hit. Pred continuing his tour of the map.
Right now, you just have to wait for one another off a spawn. You do not have a lot of pushes left, and well, it's got to be clean for the rest of LA Thieves. 1 player gonna go down, but you have so much to clear.
No respawns.
Well, Sib's there for the trade. It's looking like Surge gonna clutch up in a defense in round number 5.
I mean, this would take something truly special. With 15 seconds to go in a 3v12, he pulled it off. The movement
Sib
there
is
from
not
Sib.
losing gunfights.
God, the man is a demon. You're on the point if you're Drazah. You are on 5 in a row, but you are the only hope, the only prayer for the Thieves side, and he's gonna get blown to smithereens. Surge, all smiles. They're able to win it in a round 5 in a really back and forth control with just some wild moments. Like, you felt pretty good about Thieves' chances when it just Octane landed the point. Like, when we hopped to his POV, and we knew Pred was pushing, like, it looked like his eyes, like, he was looking at his teammates' screens.
I mean, I heard it run around in my head.
No, I did too, but it didn't seem like he reacted, right? Like, he was sort of focused on what was going on with the other players. I mean, he still might have dropped at close range going up against the Vazep, but the fact is, Pred gets the kill. You then have to, you probably lose 8 to 10 lives more trying to go to finish off A. You have so little time to work with. Unbelievable control there from Surge, and now they retake control of this series, taking both respawns.
And I mean, just lane wise, again, this is kind of what we saw a little bit yesterday from Thieves, just some inconsistencies. Just map to map, right? Like you had a good map 1 from Kenny, but not really from Envoy. Then here, it's got a back and forth. You're just trying to get everybody on the same page, and maybe, you know, when Simp is playing the way he is, when you're having these stars pop off, it's going to happen. But it's those little things you have to button up to give you a chance.
I think what we saw for Cellium was like those really brilliant moments in mid-map by Drazah or Kenny. They were the ones popping the 2 or 3 pieces. Here, yeah, this Mack or Simp or somebody clutching up with the multi-kills. I mean, the talent really shined and matched what Thieves are bringing from the Surge side. The talent needs to in a matchup like this, and Simp was incredible.
Absolutely was. It was all offense until round 5, and Surge gonna clutch on up. I don't know if we're gonna see that moment, that play, when Pred finds that kill, or we won't, but I wonder how many lives they had, and then kind of, what, it was like 8 lives left when they jumped one up to B?
My guess is it was around even.
I just meant like the number, it was probably 15 plus still.
Yeah, but I think like overall, as a comparison, it's probably around like even at that point. Because that you're thinking like, let's get the edge now, right? Like let's find some picks, just keep the clock stopped. But it just completely bit him, and that's going to be one of those risks you have when you try to play it like that. Because you have 2 choices, right? Either let's just stack the point, get it done, get the time, and then we set up. Or we try to milk, I don't want to say like get cute with it, but you try to like milk it a little bit, keep it stopped, and try to get the advantage. They just didn't, because Pred makes the play.
Well, it's less about the advantage and more like if we find 2 or 3 kills.
The quick transition.
Yeah, the transition. They did that in one of their offenses before. We saw that happen. Because if you get bedroom control, you get 3 players on it, that is good enough towards that B zone. But moving forward, going to Mercado hard point, you just need the gunnies to get warm on the side of LA Thieves.
Yeah, I mean, the end of that control, or moments of that control, just sort of felt like early on the hard point, right? She's like dominant from the superstars on Surge. You can't come out flat like you did for Thieves in this hard point. You know,
no, Mercado is a map where if you give up 3 rotations, you're probably down 100.
You might not even get the second set of rotations.
No,
like,
yeah, because we got 7 hills.
Yeah, you might just be done before you get another chance to redeem yourself with the second set through. So you definitely have got to come out of it stronger. Let's take a look at the stats for Simp. Yeah, this S&D, they got smoked, but look at him across the hard point and control, sitting around at 1.4 for both. You're going against the reigning world champs that are just filled to the brim with talent. That is impressive stuff and just shows the quality of this young man.
I mean, the guy has like, I mean, we've heard pros talk about it, just sort of one of the best shots in the league.
It's like you're watching like Self sometimes, like just with the centering and the snappiness. They're different players, I know, but like just
that style
POV kind of feels like it just feels so clean, right? It's fun to watch.
How much would you pay for just like a day?
No, I've said that before, dude. Like
just one day.
I don't know how much it'd be, but like I just want let me enjoy one day of COD just being one of these guys. Yeah. Like it always pains me, and I think people in the crowd at home, like you feel this. Like listen, you're playing a ranked in the past or a pub or whatever, the mosh pit, whatever it might be, and like you're going hard, right? You got your Astros cranked, like you are twisted, you're locked in, you drop 40, you're feeling good. You hop to one of these pros, like I go to Octane, he's got like I don't even know, just a sniper build. He's jamming out the music, talking to his chat, thanking every sub. He's got 100. Like, they're just different. They're different, man. It's unbelievable.
Truly is. It's a winners around 1 matchup.
Not to mention, everyone knows who he is in the lobby, so they're all just shouting at him and trying to kill him, and he's just world starring him.
Thieves trying to get this to a map 5. Surge trying to move on in the tournament. I think the winner of this plays the winner of, well, I think it's New York, Florida. New York, one of the surprises of the event so far.
Yeah, you're coming out just 3-0 people? Yeah. I think that was definitely a surprise after their start. Well, here we go to get into a P1 through P7 battle across Mercado. You might get shot, you might get tacos, but it's gonna be a party.
Kenny just gets right onto that heady, right on that block. You saw it from Simp's point of view, just how difficult it is. That strafe hits Thieves. So map control right now. We're gonna head to P2 towards the bottom side of the map, side of the cantina.
Yeah, we gotta check out that. What's there? This makes you just want Mexican food now. We saw a restaurant. We were walking
Tacos, I'm in.
Yeah, one night if we end early, we're headed there. Anybody's welcome to join Joe's Paying. No, actually, never mind. It's not the CDL.
But Thieves, this is not what they want. They actually spawn on out. Now it's just Kenny by his lonesome, trying to do what he can. As Sib and accuracy starting to work their way over.
You got like all four here. The pinch though starting to build up.
Well, that works.
Four Thieves. You burst through both sides of it. You get to the point trophy out. 5-1 start from Kenny now. There's just shots all around him, but his teammates for the most part picking up the kills. You lose one side, Mack. You lose the other side to accuracy. So now it's on the other players to step up while they're waiting for their teammates to spawn. And they're doing just that. Working up top. I think it was like a nade with the smoke. I don't even know if he saw him. Just gets evaporated through the window.
Hey, this is great for Surge. I mean, this is one of those money hills. Envoy, 1-6 start. Not the best for him, but still so early in this game.
But that's what it was like in the map 1, right?
Well, even in map 3, just he has so many more engagements, right? He's playing at such a fast level. But on the other side, you have Kenny as duo, who's 7-2. So it's almost just like it balances itself out. Now on the rotation, Octane is here, trying to buy as much time as he can to disrupt that setup. The rest of the scrap time, you're the way of Thieves. But Drazah, he's just got to wait for his teammates to rotate on over. Surge will be in a good spot for P3.
Yeah, I mostly am only focused on Envoy just because the dreadful map 1. I know it can be tough. I know stats aren't everything. I know you can win hard points. You're getting outslayed in this particular title, but quadruple neg, not what you want. Out the gate as Pred just continues to use this heading beautifully. Another challenge. See you later. 4 in a row, 7-5. Tries to re-peek, but he's gonna drop. But
that's how weak he was, dude. He got stuck in the impact that actually kills him.
You don't see that often.
No, you do not. And then, well,
but he's in his bag right now. He's in his bag. He's feeling it, man.
Behind that kill, though, was a one-on-one, and Octane was able to win it. So he's going to find the final 25 seconds or so. A lot of fights going down towards P4. Octane trying to find it, but the headshot in for Pred. But I think you take that if you're Octane, you're going to spawn at the next hill. Yeah, with your team, and now you can get set up. So it's like one of those plays like, do we just leave Octane? Should we have left him?
Well, let's see what kind of influence he has here. Not much. Like, he is killed almost instantly by accuracy, but oh god, now look where Octane spawns. Him and Kenny, due to the pressure around the point, they're going to spawn all the way out top left, trying to rotate this through back alley, get back towards the point. Spawning a bit closer on the north side, but having the fights towards mid-map is going to be Surge. Is everyone just trying to battle back towards this point. It's Pred again picking up multi-kills. He has been so big. He was, what, 4 or 5 in a row? One of the last times we hopped on with him, now up to 11-6. This guy has the takeover game ability. Seeing bits of it right now, that's for sure. I was good to say give him another, and then Envoy just danced on his corpse.
And then somehow gets the second one. I mean, just a beautiful play from Envoy, fighting for the scrap time, and he gets the third. On rotation, though, well, it is just the Vazneps popping off inside of these hills.
This is what I was saying earlier, I think in ATP. They needed Envoy in some capacity. He was 2-8. He has really bounced back now to 7-11. Still some work to do, but like moments like that, you're like, well, how is he 2-8 to begin with? When he's picking up kills like that. Drazah goes for the peak. Pred, once again, meet your maker. As we slow down for a moment, but as the utility comes out, the surge forward, about to come in.
Yeah, this is so clean for Seattle Surge. Kenny, though, with that first pick, and now that's LIDs, they're going to fly on through. Relying on some nice teamwork here. Mack's going to spawn out, but accuracy and Simp finding the kills they need. They hold on in a 2 versus 3.
And I thought that was really good discipline from them, because when you lose that one player, right, you're thinking, like, I think it was when Mack died. Someone's going to have to shift, right? Someone's going to have to change their focus, but they knew how many were pushing from the front. They all just held. They just held. They didn't worry about that player. They knew it was going to take them a while to get there. They clutched up inside the hard point. That was great discipline.
Now, this is a big play for Thieves. Pred and Mack trying to just disrupt this setup. A 40-point lead. Thieves need this hill to get right back into it. The rest of the push going to come from back alley. The reason for that, I mean, this is where Seattle Surge wants to spawn for P7 when parking comes on up. So that's where their push is coming from that way. But Envoy able to read it. He's got the info. You have Kenny inside of middle alley. He's just making sure nobody is on that pinch.
Envoy really starting to come alive, but now you need everybody else. It is a team effort to get this map 4 dub. If you're joining us late, 2-1 edge in the series for Surge. They win this, they continue on. It's the loser's bracket for Thieves. Thieves trying desperately to get this to a round 5, and you get a little bit of flinch on that first bullet when he's lying prone. I mean, you hit first bullet, it's likely all headshots, but accuracy hits it. He's able to pick up another one from that back alley. Not this time, though.
This is where you're going to see Thieves. They're going to try to get a couple of kills and push up through Barbershop, just the way he's doing. But you see Octane spawns all the way across the map.
That was a full 60, though, right? Because you were down 40 going into that?
Yeah, that's a full 60. That's just with some of these hills. It's so difficult to break in.
But this is where you need to answer back your Surge, right? Like, you get incinerated there, you give up 60, but they did fight from that side the entire time, right? You really want to set up for 7.
And I mean, but Simp, he spawns all the way out. With the pitch coming in from Kenny, Simp has to rotate through all the way through middle of the alley. That's going to allow Thieves to get some presence here, but it's down to Kenny, who was weak, and that's a nice job from the All-Stars, Pred and Simp. Well, able to find majority LA Thieves and keep them controlled.
I think he was like trying to quickly get a trophy down, but the trophy hit a trophy, and then the nades came in, which also picked up a player, just an awkward sequence, but it's Surge that have the chance to put them away. They can take this series 3-1 with a win here. We basically got a tie game. Here we go. Let's get to a listen with Seattle Surge.
Mid-hedge. Small. All right, get right.
2 on ult, 2 on ult, guys.
One's already going back alley.
Yes. I spawned here. I'm going top, okay? It could be low.
I'm bottom right now. I stunned up top. I don't see anything mid, bro. I don't see
top dead, top dead.
Nice. Nice. I'm playing the route. Dempsey's run back and play cactus. Mid cut, weak. I can't chow. That's you.
Absolutely nice. Go get Mack, go Mack.
Cut me, Mack.
Go get, help the guy out.
I don't know the guy would have been.
I'm
playing dark. Small. Okay.
Cactus Sam, and 1 on time.
Waiting divot. He chowed me, so we one outside time. He's divot. Bags. Watch this break. Use our bags. Someone's gonna go hedge. Back.
Nice.
Okay, I'll get time.
Our hedge, block. Hedge and block, okay? Nice.
Absolute.
An incredible break from Thieves is answered by Surge. It's Pred that's able to burst through, but you heard the comps from Surge. Let's kick it right over to Thieves.
Nice. Probably 10. It's Lamar. Could be RD. That's it. I don't see him. He's standing in gate. I got naded, bro. He's absolutely got me. All right, make sure we hit the hold. I don't think he's under you yet. I think he is. He just played that like he's under me. He just played that like he's under me. I don't think he look at me. Already stairs. Not moving on the stairs. Top of the stairs. Top of the stairs, boys. Kill this guy. Kill this guy. Yo, it's I got naded, bro. I did a dumpster, bro. I'm living. I'm top of the door. They're top. Umbrella. On top. Alright, hold boys.
Challenge our door.
Good job, bro. I'm coming mid late, bro. Let's get Lamar.
Hey, this is it right here.
I don't know how you come out of that with control if you're Thieves. Like, that was a fun listening because the pressure was there instantly from Surge. And Joe, that was a war on the point.
I mean, it was just so back and forth. We were talking or listening in with Seattle Surge. They're like, crack, you know, we're trying to push on through, flip those spawns. But right there, Octane and Drazah with the tag, right? 2v4ing, holding on. Usually it's the Vasnevs popping off in that hill. This time it was the ARs, making sure that Thieves have this lead. But now, the pressure back on over to Seattle Surge.
You see the quiet demeanor sometimes from Octane, but I loved him and I listened. And you heard the passion. He was being the leader at times, just telling them what was going to go on. He's already underneath me, trying to gotta get this kill top steps. Like, he was really vocally leading the way. But Pred, now again, 27 and 18 on 4 in a row. Highlight material, just pop off at any moment, and they're inside of the point, trying to crawl their way back into this 10 points, separating these two teams. There's one person just still kind of lurking around. It's Octane, that I think is still was there for so long, but finally he's gonna fall. They're gonna end up wrapping out. Let's see how the success goes here down the rotation for Thieves. Lead change, Surge.
And another great hold. I mean, there was a couple of chances there. Kenny, he was able to find the first one, but his teammates were so far away. Their push was a little bit staggered. He had to wait for him, but Surge, they're going to find 2. 8 seconds left. That's going to be 3 now. Oh, he finds a 4. You still get close spawns, though, if you're Thieves, though. I think it just comes in. Towards the end, it's a battle inside a barbershop. Pred able to find the first. Accuracy trying to hold on. But there we go. 3 in for LA Thieves. Mack, now you have to slow down. You don't want to get staggered, and he's going to slow this down.
So frustrating. You did so much there if you were Mack, but the close spawn comes in. You got somebody at old. You get maybe a little bit fortunate there if you are Thieves, but now you're still in it. Do we have another lead change looming? Envoy winning another ludicrous gunfight. Drazah trying to dance in the car, but finally he's going to fall. Thieves now back in front.
They get into the mid, though. They just go right down the middle. Right down the middle.
Back in,
Mack
able
to find 2.
They're spawning out so far. You gotta go. Gotta go. 10 points needed for Surge. The cutoff there. Mack hears him underneath. This should be a freebie. Able to take that.
That's
holding
it.
it at the front. Shutting it down. Surge with the win. They close it out. Woo!
And that was a fun one. That is just a hill there at the end, where if one player gets in, they can make a play. That's exactly what happened. I don't know how LA Thieves is not watching middle of the alley, but 2 players from Surge just get into the point. They get into the point, and that's all they need is that chance.
It's just one of those things. Maybe it's just late. It's frantic. People are screaming. Just something slips through.
Yeah, just the opening there.
And hopefully we'll be able to see it again. Maybe we'll watch the final moments and just see how it played out. But you see the smile there from Accuracy as he's gassing up the young gods. But man, I thought Mack sealed it, bro, with the triple at Barber. Like, that was nuts. It was like 3 straight headshots. He had no right winning 2 of those. And then you spawn close, like basically on the point. Thieves get back into it. I thought that was the moment where Surge were gonna be screwed. But they got a chance for another hit. And they do it. 3-1 Surge. I think for most, absolutely an upset.
This kind of reminds me of like their champs sort of plays, right? Just clutching up in these hard points.
Crazy hard point moments they live for.
Yeah, everyone popping off when they need to. But yeah, I mean, Thieves, you have the setup. You have that setup there towards the end of Barbershop. The slang, I mean, it was pretty even across the board. An advantage. You had 31 from Mack. That's what we talked about coming into this series. If Mack is playing at that level, this Surge team just feels different.
Plays like that, like, you know, it feels, yeah, like champs. Like, I'm gassing up Pred. I'm like, Pred's on 4 in a row. I look, I'm like, Mack's killed the whole team. Okay, like, it's just these incredible moments. But what a terrific map. 17-point victory there for Surge. They continue on. We knew this was going to be a wide open tournament. It just felt that way coming in. So many teams at 2-2. Who's going to beat who? Didn't feel like anyone was all that far ahead. And usually when that's the case, it's sort of like who gets hot, right?
The only team, you know, talking to everyone, just sort of that everyone talks about is Ultra, right? And again, they get another big win in Winners Round 1. But I'll tell you what, I mean, yeah, you have no idea. As we're going to take a look at the end of that map, it's going to be our scuff play of the game as Surge able to close it out. But look at this, right? You have this setup. You get a couple of kills. Envoy somehow wins that. But watch number 7. Right after Drazah dies, it just looks Octane turns around.
Why did Octane, did he hear footsteps from a teammate?
I don't know. He turns.
Maybe it was a nade. Maybe it was a nade.
Gives up that door, and as soon as that happens, I mean, it's just 2 players right through Barbershop. The break comes in.
I'm guessing he was avoiding a nade, right? Like
it feels that way. Yeah, maybe just trying to avoid that nade, but it's right through that door. The kills come in. Mack making play after play
how they got in, but
Pred.
I wonder how they did it, but that's it. I mean, Octane, you see him just sort of turn a beeline. We don't see it from his POV. I'm guessing little teardrop Simtex in or trying to avoid his thumb, but he just turns and tries to get out, gets shot in the back, and things fall apart. But yeah, I mean, those moments this Surge team has lived for.
They've done it time and time again.
It is hard to count them out when they are in the big moments at a hard point. It feels like someone's going to get it done, man. It's truly spectacular to watch.
And on the other side for Thieves, I felt like that was kind of reminiscent of earlier in the year for them, right? Like with what we saw last year. Like they were very competitive with almost everyone. It was just like sort of these moments that they gave up. It's just, can they button those up now moving forward?
And I have no doubt that as we get further into the year, like this Thieves team will be godlike. My question is just like, Can they get it together early in the title? Which you think they'd be able to, but we'll see. I mean, they're not out of it yet, but that's a tough loss there for sure. But my God, I can't wait to cast this guy for the next decade. Pred, an absolute monster on the map. We've got him on stage. Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much, Murphy Maven. Give it up one more time for the Seattle Surge. Getting it done, Pred. I think you converted a lot of fans in the crowd to Seattle fans, okay? As you hear them cheering you on, how does this win feel for you, especially with it being the first time you played Thieves on LAN?
No, it's honestly so, like, it feels, I don't know, we miss LAN, man. The last time we played at LAN was at Champs, so it's been a while. And we're just a team that we just play so much better at LAN, man. We love playing at LAN. And yeah, Thieves, we always have a good rival. We scrim them the most out of any team, so it's good to finally get to play them on LAN. It's just a good matchup, man. But
yeah, you guys definitely learned a lot from all of those scrims. Now, tell me about what exactly did you learn in that to be able to take them down here today in a fashion in which you did?
We know they have one of the, like, if not the best teamwork in the league. Like, their teamwork is unreal. Like, they're just always on the same rhythm. So we know that we have to make as minimal mistakes as possible. So I feel like that's the best way to be. I mean, any team, but especially them, because if you make mistakes, they'll cap a point in 1 second. They'll get a 60 on a hard point.
Yeah.
But yeah, just something that we needed to work on, just S&D, man.
Now, speaking of somebody who made very little mistakes, and especially in the respawn, your teammate Sib, okay? He played absolutely fantastic. Talk to me a little bit about him in this.
He was actually feeling sick, so he even said, like, he was feeling sick. You know, he had a bit of a tummy ache, stuff like that. And he came out front. I think he just wanted to go.
He had a Jordan game out here, right?
Yeah, I think he just wanted to go back to the toilet, man. So he wanted to get that stuff done. But nah, man, big props to him, man. He's one of the best players in the league, man.
Lastly, any words to all these fans who are on their feet to cheer you on here in the Seattle Surge?
I just want to say thanks to all the fans. You know, words can't put like description on what you guys mean to us. And all the Surge fans, thanks for coming on the journey with us, and I hope to see you guys in the future.
All right, Joe, that's gonna do it for me and Sim on the stage. Bucket, let's close us out.
Thank you so much, Guy Blaze. Give it up one more time for Pred, the Australian, making his countrymen proud. Miles, can we talk about why Pred is your favorite player? Is it because he's from your home country? By the way, welcome back to the desk. Puckett, Chance, Study, Miles, back to the Australia talk.
Mate, you know, there's something about a bloke who comes out of, you know, I don't know exactly where he comes from, but he's absolute ripper on stage. He's handsome, he's dangerous in and out of game, and I bet he talks a mean game with the ladies as well. He's a handsome bloke, and I love him.
Can he do a shoey, though? Is he truly Australian?
I bet he
We'll
can.
find out on Sunday, and I'll tell you what, I'm excited to meet up with my old casting duo, Revan, the GM of the Seattle Surge, has to be pumped for this team because you are 1-3 in our opening weeks. Now you're playing on Saturday in that winner's bracket, Chance.
And he brings the intensity, too. Revan's one of those guys that, like, paces back and forth when he watches his boys play. So, yeah, given sort of the expectation they set themselves, like, for the online stages, they have been overperforming. And then some. S&D definitely still needs, like, a little bit of work. But, I mean, Pred said it himself. These guys turn up in the LAN environment, and so far it has just been a showcase of that fact.
Study was talking a little bit about the Thieves, though. We mentioned they lose, but it's double elimination. Yeah. So this team finished top 8 already. How deep do they go in that elimination bracket?
Oh, well, LA Thieves, they're a championship caliber squad. We know exactly what they're capable of. It's just all depends on the day. They come out here in this series, and fortunately, they lost 2 hard points. It's usually not the case when you're talking about the LA Thieves roster. The first one, they just started off basically 120-0. They lost 3 straight hills. You cannot allow that to happen. And even in that map number 4, in those final moments, you saw the timing right there on Octane. It had to be a nade or something that forces him to turn around, give up the middle of the map. Mack just walks right on through, finds a 2-piece, and then it spawns all the way across the map. It was basically all over right there.
Now, Chance, we were watching the hard points, and Seattle Surge started up 100 points in that game 1. It was so close. It's still 250 to 198 at the end of it. Surge just getting the best of Thieves here. Thieves starting slow. Is Surge a top 3 team after watching day 2?
I mean, look, you could make an argument for top 3 teams for like 6 different teams. It feels like in the league. Like, I feel like